everyone, we are PSME Section E. We are here today to discuss the assigned topic that given to us, Rizal returning home from Europe.
Watch,
Enjoy
and learn
with us!
Hello everyone, I am Lovely and today I will discuss the Jose Rizal returning home from Europe, the impact, the Filipino reaction to Noli Me Tangere, and the Rizal works from Europe. Jose Rizal homecoming and return to Europe. He left the Philippines for Europe in 1882 to study and returned to the Philippines in 1892. However, his time in Europe was not a continuous stay. He returned to the Philippines in 1887, faces persecution for his writing, and then left again for Europe in 1888. He eventually returned to the Philippines in 1892. Jose Rizal returned to the Philippines in 1887 and after trip back to Europe, significantly impact the social landscape for his homeland. His writing, particularly Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. And now let's discuss the Rizal homecoming and its impact. Although it was urgently awaited, Rizal homecoming was brief. His 1887 book Noli Me Tangere had previously sparked controversy among the Catholic Church and the Spanish colonial authorities. Tensions centered on his presence in the Philippines. Soon after his arrival, he was forced to return to Europe due to harassment or surveillance. The establishment was increased and alarmed by the novel portrayal of the injustice experienced by Filipino and their first abuse of power. Rizal use of history to Irish nationalism. Rizal successfully encouraged Filipino nationalism by reflecting on history. He offered the alternative vision of Filipino history to the Spanish colonial vision of his comment on Antonio de Morgas, Axosas de las Islas Filipinas. The nationalist movement had strong foundation because to this historical viewpoint, he disproved that idea that the Philippines was better than Spain and promote pride in Filipino activity by emphasizing the country's pre-colonial accomplishment and cultural diversity. And now, let's talk about Filipino reaction to Noli Me Tangere. Noli Me Tangere received a mixed but mostly positive reception from Filipinos. The novel's realistic description and socio-economic unfairness struck a deep chord with the Filipino people, inspiring call for change and a feeling of national identity. Many found it to be a powerful and precise presentation to their situation under Spanish rule. However, the Spanish colonial government banned the book because they were worried about how it would affect to the people. Despite the description, copies were smuggled into country, spreading Rizal message and strengthening nationalist sentiment. And now, Rizal used for history to Irish nationalism. Rizal successfully encouraged Filipino nationalism by reflecting on history. He offered the alternative vision of Filipino history to the Spanish colonial. And now let's proceed to Rizal works produced in Europe. Rizal wrote a number of writings that supported the propaganda movement when he was in Europe. Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, his two best-known books, are outstanding illustration of both his literacy talent and political advocacy. Widely read through the Europe and the Philippines, these books were instrumental in forming the nationalist movement and ultimately helping to bring an end to Spanish colonial rule. Additionally, he has contributed a large number of essays and articles to publish the La Solidaridad, highlighting the inequities of Spanish colonial rule and promoting changes. Despite being brief, Rizal return to the Philippines was a watershed in the Philippines' history. His experience in Europe inspired his True and Dead, which sparked a strong nationalist movement, then eventually added the Philippines' fight for independence. Filipinos are still motivated by his legacy today.
And now, here we are in the Calamba land problem.
The Calamba land problem, or also called as La Protesta di Calamba. So, yung context na to is about sa suliranin sa lupa sa Calamba ng mga magsasaka at mga praile. So, yung mga magsasaka doon, kasama doon yung pamilya ni Rizal. sa pagtatanggol sa lupa ng mga magsasaka. So ganito yung context. Dahil nga apektado doon si Rizal at syempre mahal niya yung mga Pilipino, ginamit niya yung pagiging matalino niya, ginamit niya lahat yon, nagsaliksik siya ng mga ebidensya, titulo na makakatulong sa kanila para mapasa kanila yung lupa na dapat sa kanila. Pero dahil nga malulupit yung praile, nung nalaman nila yung mga aksyon ng mga magsasaka at ni Rizal, ginantihan nila ito gamit yung kanilang kapangyarihan. So alam naman natin na makapangyarihan yung mga praile nung unang panahon, kaya pinatalsik nila yung mga magsasaka, kasama na doon yung pamilya ni Rizal gamit yung kanilang kapangyarihan. So sa pagpapatalsik nila na yon, naghirap yung pamilya ni Rizal, nakaranas sila ng paghihirap dahil nawala sa kanila yung lupa na yon. So dahil doon nakapag-isip si Rizal na dapat hindi na sila tumahimik, na dapat kuhain na nila yung dapat sa kanila. Doon siya naging makabansa, matapang, doon siya natutong lumaban. So ano nga ba yung Calamba? Isa itong bayan sa Laguna kung saan maraming residente ang nagtatrabaho bilang magsasaka o tenant farmers. Karamihan sa lupang pansakahan ay pagmamay-ari ng mga Dominikano na ipinapaupa ito sa mga lokal na magsasaka sa ilalim ng mahigpit at madalas hindi makatarungang mga kondisyon. Mataas ang upa sa lupa at kailangang bayaran kahit mahina ang ani. Yun yung mga naging dahilan kung bakit ipinaglaban nila yung lupa na yon, kasi sobra-sobra na talaga yung pang-aabuso ng mga praile na ginagawa nila sa mga Pilipinong magsasaka, kasama na doon yung pamilya ni Rizal. So si Rizal habang nasa Europe, doon na nga katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, bilang pagpapakita ng suporta, nagsaliksik siya ng mga ebidensya, kaalaman na pwedeng makatulong sa kanyang pamilya at sa kapwa niya Pilipino. So yun nga, nalaman niya ng mga praile, hindi siya nagtagumpay. At dahil dito, naranasan ng pamilya ni Rizal ang matinding kahirapan sa kabuhayan. Ang alitang ito sa lupa ay lalong nagpatingkad sa paninindigan ni Rizal laban sa pang-aabuso ng mga praile at pinalalim ang kanyang pagbatikos sa sistemang kolonyal na makikita sa kanyang mga akdang tulad ng El Filibusterismo at Noli Me Tangere. Ang suliranin sa lupa ng Calamba ay hindi lamang isang lokal na isyo, ito ay sumasalamin sa malawakang pagsasamantala ng mga ordeng panrelihiyon sa mga magsasakang Pilipino. Ito ay nag-ambag sa lumalawak na pagkadismaya ng mga Pilipino at tumulong sa pag-alab ng damdaming revolusyonismo. Ang pakikilahok ni Rizal ay nagpapatunay sa kanyang paninindigan para sa katarungan at reforma, na higit pang nagpatibay sa kanyang papel bilang pangunahing lider sa kilusang propaganda. So, yun lang. Yun yung buong nilalaman ng issue about sa lupa or suliranin sa lupa sa Calamba. Yun lang. So, thank you sa pakikinig.
The second sojourn in Europe.
And second sojourn in Europe from 1882 to 1896, our national hero Jose Rizal journeyed across in Europe and Spain. He completed his studies in medicine. In France and Germany, he trained as an eye doctor and worked on his greatest literary works, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. These novels exposed the injustice of Philippines and inspired the spirit of nationalism among Filipinos.
And now, the uproar and attack on Noli Me Tangere.
In the Philippines, Jose Rizal's novel Noli Me Tangere caused a lot of controversy when it was published in 1887, particularly among the Catholic Church and Spanish authorities. The iniquities, corruption, and abuses carried out by Spanish friars and officials during their reign in the nation were bluntly revealed in the novel. Many powerful people viewed it as a dangerous and offensive work of writing because of its daring and critical message. The book was swiftly branded as heretical, anti-Catholic, and rebellious by the particularly irate friars. Leaders of the government denounced it as a danger to public order. Because of this, the book was prohibited from churches and schools, and possessing a copy could land one in hot water. Noli Me Tangere nevertheless ignited. Noli Me Tangere nevertheless ignited.
And now, here we are in the Calamba land problem.
Medical practice in Calamba. In Calamba, Laguna, there are several options for medical practice, include hospital and clinic operation various service. Calamba Medical Center is well-known tertiary hospital and medical offer a range of medical and dental service. Jose Rizal returned to Calamba, Philippines in 1887, significantly impact the political and social landscape, particular through his medical practice in gymnasium, while his primary motivation has to operate on his mother's eyes and serve and save the oppressed. His presence and action in Calamba also sparked social awareness and field resistance against the Spanish authorities. Rizal medical practice in Calamba demonstrates use of history to post nationalism by highlighting the injustice and abuse of the Spanish colonial regime, particularly through the experience of his family and community. He subtly contrasts the past with the present, emphasizing the lost opportunities and suppressed potential of the Filipino people under colonial rule. While Rizal practiced in medical in Calamba, the novel he produced in Europe was No Me Tangere. He also wrote several essays while in Europe, some of which were published in La Soledad, a Filipino reformer newspaper.
Thank you everyone for listening. That's the end of our discussion. We hope that you gain knowledge from us.